Hi, welcome back to Real Reviews. This is Cody Williams, and we're talking about the movie Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. It is the newest movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe to predominantly feature an obscure character that most, but not all, including myself, have heard of before until now. I feel bad not knowing who Shang-Chi is within the Marvel Comics, but after seeing promotions and marketing for this particular film, I'm really excited for this movie. The movie story follows the events of Avengers Endgame as Shang-Chi is drawn into the clandestine Ten Rings organization while he is forced to confront the past he once thought he left behind many years ago. After watching this movie, I'm simply at a loss for words. To say that this film is magnificently splendid is quite the understatement, because I really love this movie. I'm going to go on a limb here and say I think that this is quite possibly one of the better solo movies out of the whole MCU lineup. Sure, it's a bold statement, but you just have to see it to believe it. Throughout the whole movie, I was completely stuck in a total state of astonishment. The many action scenes were quite the glorious spectacle. We have great relatable characters that have really good emotional attachment, and also the fact that this film has a tremendously respectable representation of the Asian community. So, you could say that this movie is sort of a big deal. Being a superhero film and whatnot, let's talk about the many grand action set pieces that this movie has. First off, the fight choreography was breathtakingly stunning to watch. It felt reminiscent of Jackie Chan movies, and surprisingly on my behalf, they used the exact same fight choreographer who worked with Jackie Chan in several of his films. I mean, it's no wonder why the fighting style felt so similar. I can easily say that the fight on the bus was what stood out the most to me. As far as other action scenes go, the climactic final battle in the film's third act was very cool, don't get me wrong, but it felt way too bloated for my liking. The main core of this movie is the tremendous acting by everyone. I thought Simu Liu was awesome as Shang-Chi, and Awkwafina was hilarious as Katie while not being overbearing with it. Another show stealer was Tony Leung, who amazingly plays the movie's formidable leader of the Ten Rings organization, who is in fact Shang-Chi's father. I hope I'm pronouncing this right, but Meng'er Zhang plays Shang-Chi's sister, Shai Ling, ever so stunningly. I could keep going down the list of all the amazing talent featured in this movie, but it's just way too much. Literally, the entire cast was downright phenomenal, and no ounce of talent went to waste. Speaking of the many characters, I really enjoy the perplexing story involving Shang-Chi's family. Each and every one of them has their own enriching story that I found to be very captivating. I just wish they could have shown how the mystical Ten Rings were originally obtained, but I guess that's another story for another time, I suppose. I'm not too overly fond over the use of flashbacks in movies in general, but when it comes to this particular movie's sense of storytelling, I thought the use of flashbacks were utilized in a most tasteful manner. In the whole grand scheme of things, this is a solid origin story that I found to be highly entertaining. I love the beautiful cinematography involved, and the accompanying soundtrack is so mesmerizing. What is there not to love about this movie when the movie itself is funny, exciting, and exhilarating? If you're on the fence about seeing this in theaters, please go do so whenever you can. I highly recommend seeing this movie on the biggest size screen possible, preferably on an IMAX screen. Before you go, you might want to prepare yourself by watching the Marvel one-shot short film, All Hail the King, that's on Disney+. It's a perfect lead-in. Just watch it. You won't regret it. Overall, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is no doubt a great addition to the MCU that is infectiously entertaining to watch. Even if you're not familiar with Shang-Chi like I was beforehand, you will have a guaranteed fun time with this movie. If Marvel Studios can match up to the quality of this film, or maybe surmount it, I just can't imagine how bright the future of the MCU looks. Just like always, make sure to stick around after the movie for the mid and post-credit scenes. I give this movie an A. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Keep up my real reviews.